I've been riding these roads a long, long time, seen the sun fall and rise again, and every mile I leave behind carries the weight of where I've been. The road is long and the night is cold, my boots are torn, my soul feels old. There's dust upon my Bible spine and whiskey stains on every line. The wind keeps whispering through the trees like a preacher down upon his knees. I've run from love, I've run from sin, but I can't escape where I've been. Take me down to the road and the river, where the cold wind cuts like a sliver. Wash my hands, forgive my crime, I've been lost for the longest time. If the Lord still hears my song, I'll keep walking my way home. I've seen good men fall from grace, I've seen tears roll down their face, I've heard laughter fade to cries under the weight of all their lives. There's a fire burning deep in me, a restless ghost I can't set free. I walk in black, I talk in prayer, but I still feel the devil there. Take me down to the road and the river, where the cold wind cuts like a sliver. Wash my hands, forgive my crime, I've been lost for the longest time. If the Lord still hears my song, I'll keep walking my way home. I met a man in Jackson Town, he said, "Son, you can't turn back around." I said, "Sir, I'm not looking for gold, just a little peace for a tired old soul." He smiled and said, "The truth's the flame, and every sinner feels the same." Now the sun breaks through the rain, I feel the warmth but not the pain. There's a crossroad up ahead, and I ain't afraid of what's been said. If I die before I wake, bury me by the river's lake. Let my song be carved in stone for every drifter riding alone. Take me down to the road and the river, where the cold wind cuts like a sliver. Wash my hands, forgive my crime, I've been lost for the longest time. If the Lord still hears my song, I'll keep walking my way home. Yeah, the road and the river, that's where I'll be when my soul's finally free. They say a man can't serve two masters, but sometimes he tries. He wore a collar black and white, preached on Sundays, fought at night. A Bible in one calloused hand, a pistol in the other, he took a stand. He rode the border, faith and fear, heard confessions loud and clear. He saved the lost, he judged the vain, but every soul left him the same. The preacher and the gun side by side, mercy and justice in one ride. He prayed for peace but carried steel, 'cause sin and sorrow don't always heal. In a ghost town by the Rio Grande, he met a man with a bloody hand. Said, "Son, I've killed, but I still believe that God forgives what we can't conceive." The preacher sighed, looked to the sky, said, "Faith ain't something you can buy." He holstered truth and faced the sun. Two shadows merged, now there was one. The preacher and the gun side by side, mercy and justice in one ride. He prayed for peace but carried steel, 'cause sin and sorrow don't always heal.
whisper in the wind about the man who fought his sin. Some say he died, some say he runs, still walking tall. Preacher and the gun. Yeah, preacher and the gun.
Preacher and the gun.
Preacher and the gun. Preacher and the gun.
Preacher and the gun.
Yeah, preacher and a gun.
He left home with a Bible and a gun, chasing dreams under a crimson sun. Mama cried, boy, don't lose your grace. But he never slowed his pace. He rode the rails from coast to coast, a stranger's name in every post. A gambler, sinner, and a friend of thieves. He lived his life on borrowed leaves. He fought in bars, he prayed in jail. He followed love, but love turned frail. A woman's kiss, a liar's deal, a lifetime caught behind the wheel. He swore to God he'd change his ways, but promises fade in whiskey haze. And when the law came tracking down, he vanished from that border town. They called him the man who never came back, a ghost riding down the railroad track, through smoke and sin, through faith and black. He's the man who never came back. Some say he died in Mexico, some say he found the Lord below. Others claim he walks at night, whistling low in the pale moonlight. But I believe he's still out there, trying to pay for what ain't fair. And if you listen close and true, you'll hear him hum that lonesome tune. They called him the man who never came back, a ghost riding down the railroad track, through smoke and sin, through faith and black. He's the man who never came back. He left no stone, he left no mark, just a story whispered in the dark. And though his trail's gone cold and black, he's still out there, never came back. Never came back. There's a gallows wind blowing through the pines, whispering low of my crimes and lines. I was a man once proud and free, but pride's a chain you'll never see. The sheriff came with iron eyes, said, son, you can't outrun your lies. They took me down to County 9, where sinners wait for the hanging line. I remember her face through the dusty rain, her tears cut deeper than any chain. She said, you fought too long with your gun and pride, now the devil waits on the other side. But I knelt down and I made it right. I prayed to God for one more night, not to live but to make amends for every heart I couldn't defend. Gallows wind, take my shame, carry my soul through the flame. Tell my mother I did my best, let me find some peace and rest. The rope is tight, the sky turns gray, but my soul's already flown away. They tied my hands, they bowed their heads. The priest read psalms for the nearly dead. But I smiled faint beneath the sky, said, ain't no man afraid to die. For when the clock struck noon, the light broke through the shadowed gloom. And though the world turned cold and thin, I rode away on that gallows wind. Every man's got a reckoning day, but mercy walks the narrow way. And when you hear that gallows cry, remember, the soul don't die. Steel on steel, smoke and flame, that train don't care about your name. Rolling down that railroad line, counting crosses made of pine. Every town looks just the same, every soul a different name. The whistle cries a warning sound for all the dreams I never found. The tracks beneath my boots still hum a song of what I've not become. Iron horizon, carry me past the plains and to the sea. Through the dark and through the pain, let me ride that steel again. Iron horizon, don't slow down. Take me far from this lonesome town. I left my heart in '63 when she said she'd wait for me. But war and time don't play fair. I came back and she wasn't there. Now every mile's a memory burned. Every station's where I've learned that love and loss, they weigh the same. Just ashes whispering my name. Iron horizon, carry me past the plains and to the sea. Through the dark and through the pain, let me ride that steel again. Iron horizon, don't slow down. If the good Lord's keeping score, He knows I've paid maybe more. Let this engine be my prayer, smoke rising through the midnight air. Iron horizon, take me home. I've walked through dust, through rain, through fire, but I never walked alone. The morning sun cuts through my face. I ride this road at a steady pace. My hands are scarred, my heart's been torn from every love I've ever worn. The radio hums a lonesome tune. The wind keeps howling beneath the moon. The highway's long, my fate's unkind, but I keep moving 1 mile behind. Gravel and grace, side by side. One breaks down, the other provides. I've been lost, I've been saved in the shadow of the life I've made. Gravel and grace laid me home down this road I've always known. There's a diner light on Highway 9, a cup of coffee, a glass of time. The waitress smiles, says you look tired. I say, ma'am, my soul's just wired. The jukebox plays a cash refrain about a man who bore the pain, and I nod my head and tip my hat, 'cause Lord, I understand all that. Gravel and grace, side by side. One breaks down, the other provides. I've been lost, I've been saved, in the shadow of the life I've made. Gravel and grace lead me home, down this road I've always known. Every sinner's got a prayer. Every drifter's been somewhere. We all walk through fire and stone till we find our way back home. Gravel and grace, that's the way the good Lord paves. Gravel and grace, I was born where the cotton fields fade, where the river bends and prayers are made. Mama sang hymns in the evening light. Papa worked hard till the fall of night. The preacher came every Sunday noon, talked about hell and the coming doom. But I just stared at the floor below, thinking of the life I'd never know. At 17 I hit the tracks, left my home, never looked back. With a Bible torn and a bottle half full, I learned the road can take your soul. Met a girl down in Abilene, eyes so blue they could make you clean. She said, boy, don't let the darkness win, but I was too far gone within. On the Black River Road I lost my way, tried to find truth, but I went astray. The night was cold, my faith was low, still the Lord kept watching me go. Through sin and smoke I walked alone, but grace keeps pulling me home. I stole a car near San Antone, the sheriff chased me till dawn. They locked me up for a year or two, I found the Lord in cell block 2. Old Joe prayed with me each night, said, son, even lost men can find the light. And when those bars swung open wide, I stepped out clean, though I'd nearly died. On the Black River Road I lost my way, tried to find truth, but I went astray. The night was cold, my faith was low, still the Lord kept watching me go. Through sin and smoke I walk alone, but grace keeps pulling me home. Sometimes it takes the dark to see the dawn, sometimes you fall before moving on. And if the road leads straight to pain, I'll take it still, I'll ride that train. Black River Road still calls my name, but I'm not the man I was that day. I walk by faith, not by sight, guided home